Hello students. Now we'll be revising the lesson number nutrition in animals, lesson number 2nd, because this is coming in your PT1. So I thought we shall just revise it, go through the chapter. And now most of you must be having a book. If you don't have a book, then you can again see all the modules, the notes that you must have read it, you must have written it, given it. Now one by one we'll just go by step. Now nutrition in animals, we have done that the steps of nutrition in the animals, there are 5 steps are there. Ingestion, absorption, digestion, absorption, assimilation and egestion. And the different methods of ingestion in different types of animals, like in the first one, human beings, they swallow the food after chewing it. Herbivorous, they quickly swallow the food after chewing. Amoeba, they have got plasmodia, pseudopodia, through which they take the food. Then paramecium, they have got a hair-like structure called cilia, by which helps to take the food. Insects, they have got a proboscis. Frog, they have a long sticky tongue. Aquatic organism, hydra, they have got what? Tentacles to capture the food. Spider, they give out their spit and the injection, the venom, and then they swallow the food. And earthworm, they use their muscular pharynx to take the food. So there are different methods of the ingestion of food in different types of animals. Second step of the nutrition is digestion, that how the complex food is broken down into simpler compounds. Third, absorption, that after taking the food, how it is absorbed, all the nutrients is absorbed in the body for our use of energy. So the next step is assimilation, how we are using it in the form of energy, that is called assimilation. And removing the waste of the body, that method is called egestion. So one by one we'll be doing again the revising all the steps. So next, the human digestive system. Now we have already done that in the human digestive system, it takes place from the mouth. In the mouth there is saliva, tongue, teeth, and then it goes to esophagus, then to stomach, then small intestine, and then to large intestine. Mouth is also called as buccal cavity. Okay, and the other parts, buccal cavity is being followed by the esophagus, stomach, and other parts, that is also called alimentary canal. Then we can say buccal cavity is just after that is followed by alimentary canal. So the other organs, other glands also, like liver and pancreas, which help in digestion. So here, as we have already discussed in the modules, first we will be doing one by one about the mouth. So in the mouth, the digestion of the mouth takes place with the help of saliva, tongue and teeth. So in the saliva, there are salivary glands, and saliva contains an enzyme called salivary amylase, which acts and breaks the starch into sugar. And which type of sugar? Maltose and dextrin. And saliva also helps to make the food soft and mix the food. So these are the functions of the saliva. I've done in the module. You must have written the notes that there are 3 points of the saliva. Saliva contains salivary glands. Saliva is secreted by the salivary glands. Salivary glands has an enzyme called salivary amylase, and starch converted into sugar in the mouth, and it also helps to moisten the food. Next is the tongue. Now tongue, we know tongue has got many taste buds like sweet, sour, bitter and salty. It also helps to rotate and mix the food. Without the tongue, it's not possible to mix the food. And then it comes to the teeth. So on the base of the teeth, there are 2 sets of the teeth, milk teeth and permanent teeth. Milk teeth are the teeth which are present in the small babies. After the 6th month, they start coming. And the permanent teeth is from the age of the 32 in numbers and till the teenagers. And milk teeth contains incisor canines, premolars, not the molars, but in the permanent teeth there are premolars, molars, incisor canines, all the teeth. Now on the basis of the functions of the teeth, there are 4 types of teeth: incisor, canines, premolars and molars. So incisors are the teeth that are in front, flat teeth in front. They are 4 in numbers, 2 up and 2 down. Then below that, near that, they are in pointed teeth. They are called canines. 2 in each jaw. Then there are premolar, which help to grind the food, and then there are the molar, which helps to again chew and grind the food. On the base of the structure of the teeth, we have not filled it, so please you can fill it. The dental formula, I have done it with you. It's given about the types of teeth, number of teeth in upper jaw, and we know upper jaw contains one right side and one left side. So the right side incisor, there are 2 and 2 both the side of the upper jaw. Then canine 1 each side. Then premolar 2, total 4 on the upper jaw only. And the molar 3 on the either side. Similarly for the lower jaw 2, 1, 2, 3. So please note it down. Okay, and we have to take care of the teeth, because we will not take our teeth carefully, properly, the yellow layer will come, and that is called plaque. Because जो भी हम खाना खाते हैं, हमारा मीठा खाना स्पेशली वो माउथ में रह जाता है, तो बैक्टीरिया उसमें एक्ट करता है और उसको क्या कन्वर्ट करता है एसिड में, और जो हमारे टीथ उससे टूट जाते हैं, खराब हो जाते हैं. ओके, दिस ट्रैक योर प्रोग्रेस. आई हैव जस्ट डिस्कस्ड विद यू इन द प्रीवियस मॉड्यूल. देन आफ्टर द माउथ इट गोज टू द esophagus, that is the food pipe. Now no digestion takes place in the food pipe, is the only the passage. खाली माउथ से स्टमक में खाने ले आने का काम करती है ये पाइप, बस. फिर हम आते हैं स्टमक पे. Stomach, my book is already marked a little bit red marks are there. Your book must be neat and clear, and you can take the help of modules and the notes. Now the stomach has got an inner lining to protect from the acidic effect, that is called mucosa. It contains acid, that is HCl, that helps to kill the germs that comes from the food, and it also contains many of the digestive juices, okay, and which finally complete the digestion of food takes place in the small intestine. So the mixing of the food is in the stomach takes place with the help of many gastric juices, okay, and with the help of many digestive juices, okay. So the main 3 parts in the stomach is mucosa, HCl, and the digestive juices. Now the complete to small intestine. Small intestine is actually small, but it looks to be big, okay. Okay, it's small, but it's actually long. Sorry, it is 6 meters long, and it has got 3 parts: duodenum, jejunum, and ileum. So all the complete digestion takes place in the small intestine. The semi-digested food is received from the stomach and get digested in the small intestine with the help of the other digestive juices secreted from liver and pancreas. So I have done already the liver also. The liver is the largest gland. It is reddish brown in color. It secretes bile juice, which is stored in the gallbladder, and which this bile juice breaks the food large fat globules into the small flat globules, and this process of conversion of the large fatty acid into small fatty acid is called emulsification. And that means the fats are being converted into what? Into fatty acids and glycerol. So pancreas also secretes these juices, and the juices from the pancreas is called pancreatic juices. So enzymes present in the pancreatic juice breaks the starch into simple sugar. This I made you underline, already written. So you have just underline to highlight it. Starch into simple sugar, proteins into simpler amino acids, okay, and fat into fatty acids. So the process of digestion is completed in the small intestine. So in the small intestine, the main help of the small intestine is the absorption and assimilation. Okay, so whatever we are eating, whatever we are using it, so we use it in the small intestine only in the form of absorption. Now you can see in the diagram, in the small intestine, in the inner lining, they have got a small projections called villi that helps to increase the surface. More the area, so more and more food can be absorbed. Okay, then now the absorbed food is then has to be utilized. So with the help of assimilation part of the food, see, I made you underline, I made you write in the points, so please learn it. So the absorbed nutrients are then carried to different parts of the body through the blood, through the circulatory system, for the proper utilization of the food. Now glucose, when they combine with the oxygen, as we have already done in the photosynthesis process, whatever we eat the food, that is in the form of glucose, they combine with the oxygen and we get the energy. Now fatty acids and glycerol are stored in the body under the skin as energy reserves. Amino acids are utilized for the growth and repair of the body. So all the proteins we eat, they convert into amino acids. So all the use of the nutrients are taking place in the form of assimilation in the small intestine. Now, whatever the food is being left, the absorbed, from that food also it goes in the large intestine, and the water is being absorbed from there, and then the waste is then delivered from the anus in the form of fecus, and that process of delivering the taking out the fecus from the anus is called defecation. The step of nutrition is egestion, okay, but the process is called defecation. Now you can go through this run through how it goes from mouth, then mouth to the esophagus, then from the esophagus to stomach, and before going into the small intestine, the stomach, pancreas and liver, they all combine, the juices go to small intestine. In the small intestine, absorption and assimilation of food takes place, and then the large intestine where water and other nutrients are absorbed here. Okay, so these were the whole run through. Okay, now in the case of ruminants, has got, I am discussing here all the 4 chapters, all that, so that the important exercises we can discuss. Now ruminants have got 4 parts of the stomach, that is rumen, the largest chamber, reticulum and omasum, and the abomasum, that the true stomach. So what happens in the first step? We know very well, the food is being swallowed, it goes in the largest part of the stomach, it is called rumen. There the food becomes digested, it is again, and this comes in the first step. And this process of taking the food back from the rumen to the mouth, that is called cud, and it's called ruminantism, and these animals are called ruminants. So this comes in first step. Now that cud food is again goes from reticulum to from reticulum and omasum acts like a food pipe, and then it goes to the abomasum. Okay, the partialized food is then pushed to the reticulum, and then the reticulum is again sent back to the mouth, okay, for further chewing, and then when food is completely chewed, it goes to the omasum, and then again it goes into the abomasum, where the water is also being absorbed here, and after abomasum all the digestion takes place, then it goes to small intestine. The similar process is that as we have in the our stomach. Okay, so this was the ruminants. You just have to remember that there are 4 chambers: rumen, reticulum, omasum, abomasum. In the rumen they store the food, the semi-digested food. वो semi-digested food माउथ में जाता है, जिसको क्या बोलते हैं, कड. ये फर्स्ट स्टेप में आता है. ओके, फिर वो कड फूड वापस से जाता है रेटिकुलम, और रेटिकुलम के थ्रू वापस से कहाँ जाता है, ओमेसम में. ओमेसम से पार्शियल डाइजेस्टेड फूड अब्जॉर्ब होता है, वाटर अब्जॉर्ब होता है उसके अंदर, और फिर वो जाता है अबोमेसम में. ओके, so these were the two steps of the nutrition ruminants, and the last part in this is the nutritional processes amoeba. We have already done the help of diagram कि जैसे फूड देखते हैं तो उनकी जो हैंड्स लाइक पार्ट्स बाहर आते हैं उसको बोलते हैं सूडोपोडिया. उसके अराउंड वो एक फूड वैक्यूल बना लेते हैं, वो उस फूड वैक्यूल के थ्रू पानी फूड अंदर आता है. नाउ हियर द फूड वैक्यूल इज बीइंग फॉर्म्ड. Now it is being absorbed with the help of cytoplasm present in it. Cytoplasm is the liquid in the body that they have. With the complete digestion take place. और फिर बाद में उसका waste साला with the help of cell membrane it comes out. So these were the 5 steps of the process in amoeba. So all the parts of the pseudopodia, food vacuole, cytoplasm, cell membrane are very important in the amoeba. Okay. Now in the next module I'll be discussing the objective part only, so that it's easy for you for the test. Okay, if you have any problem you can ask in the live class. Thank you.